All right. Hello. Welcome to we play some Dungeons and Dragons in the Underdark of Exandria today. Got all types of things moving on the continent of Wildmount, very specifically upon the Blight Shore, is when everything takes place. There has been many things afoot lately. Our crew just recently have completed a mission in which they had secured a at least loose alliance, or you could really say a pre-alliance, with a tribe of goblins, of Grumsh specifically, in which they're going to begin patrolling the lands, making some of the inroads that this group is thinking of making into this place more secure. As it has become apparent that with all the diverting loyalties and shakeups in the world at large, that it may be time for the very separated civilizations of the Underdark to come together, and even some on the land of Blightshore itself. And through some innovation over the last few months, it has been discovered that there are quite the number of natural resources of the Underdark, such that it has a lot of export potentiality. And the thought has been discussed within specifically Rothold, the major settlement so far on the above ground section, that if as this is becoming more well known, if they don't forge their own destiny, someone may come in and forge it for them. So, to this end, they have established some relations with Queen Honeystar, also frequently going by Dizzy, in her own kingdom, that lies as a domain of Fairy. She is here on her own for her own purposes as well, but wants to see this go over well too. They've also recorded Silver, someone who had first was involved in the kind of settlement and establishment of Rothold as a new center of commerce, and now Fane, a denizen, at least familiar with the Underdark to some degree, and generally a sword for hire that has been trusted by the Council of Rothold. These three and a few others have been brought together in order to effect this change. And they had just made their peace with Goblin Chieftain, and we're going to catch them simply on their way back. Now, if you want to support our people, go ahead and get some inspirations, which I see. So currently, I see 4 inspirations in chat. So if you do not have one, please take one. Thank you, Ace275. As a reminder, these inspirations are advantage, but you have to use them before you do the roll. So, this is the time. Now, after resting a night, you were able to get an escort the majority of the way, at least past where New Haction patrols and scavengers might be, to get you to the home stretch across the Blight Shore to Rothold itself. Currently, it does look like there is an acid storm brewing. The air tastes foul. Silver, you recognize an abyssal wind blowing from, this would be the north. While the natural winds is coming from the west, which is directly in the face. So should rain come, it will be blowing sideways from two directions. And other than that, as you walk, the land is barren. There are strikes of arcane energy that abound. You see large floating pieces of rock, about 50, anywhere from 50 to 200 feet above the land, suspended by strange arcane energies that are long forgotten. As you make your way, Busy, I generally assume you're riding upon Bryker, as you tend to. What would you all like to do?
Guys, I think there's gonna be a storm rolling in, and generally the storms that happen here are a little bit like face melty, you know?
I'd kind of like to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun in the intimidating way, but then when it happens to you, it's not as fun.
It's probably best we avoid it.
Well, all we need is shelter, right?
Yeah.
So is there a close by city, town, village?
Rothold.
We were just at Rothold.
We were just at the Grimlock's cave. But before that, we were at Rothold.
I guess we could go back to Rothold.
Do we want to go back to Rothold?
I mean, what is Rothold anyway?
Home?
That's right, you have a home there. We could crash at Silver's place.
I mean, technically I live in Rip's house, so I guess so.
I'm in.
That's fine.
Does it look like we'll be able to get back before it starts raining?
You are 2 days out of Rothold.
Oh. Well, I don't think we're going to make it back in time, so we should probably look for some shelter around here.
Worst case scenario, I could set up that hut again that I did in the mines.
True.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could do that, right? Would that protect the acid whatever rain?
I think so. It should.
Yeah, you're fairly sure. You have been. It will. It's weather. It is considered weather.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it would. We just would have to ride out the storm.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We'll just find a decent place, preferably away from any large clearings. Is it possible to put this hut in the trees?
That.
Yeah, there are no trees.
Oh.
It is a barren wasteland is most of Blanchard.
Well, maybe we could find a place with a bunch of rocks and we'll kind of hide it in that area.
Does it look
nestled abode.
Yeah, does it look like there's any terrain that is suitable to...
Yeah, you can divert here, and you could either divert to the west or east. It'd be up to you, but there are a few hours travel. Those directions would get you to more like a little more hilly and mountainy, where there's more just natural ways to hide from a direct line of sight.
Okay, and that would avoid the rain. Or
you still need a hut.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I will. So do we want to settle down here, or do we want to start moving?
Nothing. How good are you at finding decent areas?
I am. Just about average. I could.
Well,
yeah.
What about you, Silver?
I mean, I'm not as great as Rip is finding good shelter areas, but I'm not terrible.
Okay, so it's probably going to be one of you two. Maybe the two of you can combine your minds and find us a good area, because I'm definitely not the person to find it.
I'll help you out, Nelfie, and I know some of the area around here.
Thanks, Silver.
Let's find a good spot.
All right, so we're gonna look for a good spot, Matt,
Yep.
to put the tent up. So what is that? Is that survival or?
So go ahead and do
Okay.
a survival check.
Three?
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he have advantage with Silver helping?
So it's helping, yeah, that would be advantage.
Hold on. Well, that time it was. This time it's a 20. So
Okay. Then, yeah. You deferred about 2 hours more towards this really mountainous area. It's your choice. Did you want to go west towards the Penumbra Range or east towards the sea? Both are pretty much the same distance from you.
do you guys have a preference?
Nope.
Nope.
Let's go towards the range.
Okay. Perfect.
And then when the rain comes, I will cast Tiny Hut.
100%. In that case, you're going to... I'm just going to do a quick roll. You're good to go. To do one for each person. Yeah, you begin ritually casting the tiny hut. And as that occurs, Silver, the abyssal wind tier begins growing hotter around this area, and you realize that it's crackling. And as you see it happen, there is a strike of fire that engulfs you. I need a dexterity saving throw.
Ah! $15, but I stubbed my toe.
Like, I've taken action to rub your toe. But that will reduce the 14 fire to 7 fire damage.
I like to
Move
think
through.
I dodge and I tumble and then I get up and I hit my foot. Ow!
Are you okay?
100%.
Yeah! And then you see like a flick of her hair is like charring, and then she just like puts it out by putting her fingers over it. Just like, like I said, the weather's a bit volatile out here.
I see that. You seem to be attracting some energy, Silver.
Then you are able to get the hut up, and as it comes around all of you, you're able to observe out of the hut. Occasionally, these bursts of fire occur, sometimes around the hut, but not penetrating. as it will protect from these effects as well. And soon the rain comes, scorching the earth here. More of it dissolves. And you become very grateful for your hut, as even underneath the ground level here from the acid, it gets lowered as all of it is melted away over a period of time. The hut just kind of continues with the ground level. And this can be your rest for this night of travel. It's fine, but say anything you want to do while you're just kind of stuck together.
Okay. I think Dizzy will just start going through all of her stuff, just kind of placing out things, just making herself at home. Because she has a lot of space in here.
Yeah, he says a little bit. Yeah. Riker will help you a little bit. Yes, mistress. Yeah.
So I have okay, so I've been carrying around a bunch of junk for a while. For instance, I have this I got this horn we just got, and I have a tea kettle that I feel is important, but I don't know why. Doesn't look like anything, but I just feel like I should hold on to it. Oh, and a playing card set.
I'm better at dice.
Oh, don't worry about it. I can teach you.
Do you want to play cards?
Well, it's more like a fortune reading thing.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I can peer into your futures and see things that you don't know are coming.
So I could detect magic at will. Is there any magic emanating off of Queen Dizzy's possessions?
Oh God, no.
No. Okay.
There's probably some coming off of some of her profession, but speaking specifically about the playing cards.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you read my future?
Yes.
Could
Yeah.
you tell me when my girlfriend's coming back?
Yes. Okay. So she starts like laying out the cards, and she's going to start flipping some over. But you can tell these are like playing cards. These are not tarot reading cards. But she's like looking at them. Okay. All right. So this here, as you can see, is a 5, right? That means that it will be in 5. Perhaps 5 days, perhaps 5 hours, perhaps 5 minutes, seconds, weeks, years, months, decades. But it will definitely be 5.
Well, I really hope it's not going to be decades.
Well, I can check.
Because I think I'd be dead by then.
So the next card is a 12. So that means it'll be in 5 sets of 12. So that could be 5 sets of 12 minutes, 5 sets of 12 years, 5 sets of 12 decades. Hard to say.
But that's even more.
So now Finn just raises his eyebrow and just says, "Queen Dizzy, how long have you been telling fortunes?"
Well, I stopped after a while. I have this vague recollection that the last time I used these to read a fortune, the person died. So I guess I just stopped using them. But I can try to tell when someone here is going to die.
That's okay. You don't need to tell me when I'm gonna die. I just know it will be eventually.
I prefer not to know that as well.
Very well.
But tell my fortune.
Sure. Let's see. All right. So, what kind of a fortune are we looking for? Are we looking for true love? Are we looking for true wealth? Are we looking for a missing person?
Success and power.
Success and power. always go good hand in hand. So this card is a 9. That's interesting. And then there is a 1. And then there is a 2. 9, 1, 2. That's interesting. I've never had this combination before.
Really?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it means that your success will be found on the 9th continent. In the first world, that's this world, within 2 large crates. You must look for a giant snake. It will be green.
So there's something I haven't shared with you guys that I wonder if you can tell my fortune about. I have a scroll from my parents on a missing treasure. And I wonder if we're going to have success in ever finding it.
Can we look at it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I bring out the scroll. Matt, this is something that you had, just above table, this is something that you had provided to my character, I think, when we first started. Trying to find it.
Silver makes a point of looking at it upside down first.
What do you guys make of it?
Is it a map?
Yeah, so let me find the description. Where is it? So I turn the map right side up, and it... Give me a second. Beyond is not cooperating with me. Oh, I know where the description is. Hold on. And I'm just staring at the map. It's been a while since I've looked at it.
I have been to many places.
Kept it to myself. 1 second. So if you look at it, there's shackles on the sides of it. And 1 second. Okay. And so this is a treasure map that was owned by one of my parents, and they told me right before they passed that this will lead to a secret vault deep in the Underdark. One day, perhaps we can explore this all together. But if you look at the map, it bears a symbol of a flail of chains, and on either side it ends in shackles. Do you see that?
Yes.
That sounds pretty spooky.
Yeah. So what do you make of that, Queen Dizzy?
Well, I think you've taken this to the right place. Because if there's one thing I'm good at, it's finding things that are worth things.
Yeah, I've been keeping this to myself for so long, and I am just bursting to find. I'm just dying to find out what this could be.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know. It doesn't have to be today, but sometime in the future, it would be wonderful for us to search for this together.
well, why not today? I mean, what else have we got to do? Silver, what are you doing today?
Uh, waiting for the weather to pass so we can go back to Rothold and so we completed this mission, and then we were gonna go down into the Underdark.
Perfect. That's where the treasure is.
I know.
So all you have to do is figure out what these shackles mean. So it probably. Oh, what if it's like a secret passage underneath a prison or a place where people were kept prisoner? Hmm?
Yeah, I cannot figure it out, and I just worry that one of us is going to end up imprisoned.
And is this map or is this scroll magical in any way?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's definitely a treasure map though, and this is going towards a secret vault deep in the Underdark.
Secret vault. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll find this. This is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been in multiple dungeons in my life. I have seen all sorts. I think this. I mean, we even have a map this time, so we're already ahead of the game.
Yeah. I've looked for it for myself. I've looked for it myself, but I've never had the benefit of being surrounded by royalty and an alchemist tinkerer, and I think that with your guys' help, I think that we might be able to get closer to the truth.
Of course. And if it's something that belongs to your family, it should be yours.
I would definitely share it with you guys if you helped me, for sure.
Aw, really?
Yeah, I
Great,
would.
because sharing is caring.
Because what?
Sharing is caring.
This is true.
Unless you stole something, and then we all jump on you and beat you up with sticks. I lived in an orphanage. That's what happened.
Wait, what?
I lived in an orphanage.
And they beat you?
No, if you stole something and then everyone found out, they'd all beat you with sticks.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't steal from your fellow man. At least, fellow
Right.
orphan.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't steal from anybody. Of course not.
What about
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah, I've never stolen a thing in my life.
I've stolen lots of things.
I have too. I just didn't want to be the only one.
Yeah, I have as well.
Oh, good. So there's no judgment here. Wait, Riker, have you ever stolen something?
Of course I have, Queen.
Really? From me?
No.
Okay.
Although, I did make an oath to an ancient king that was in a dead realm of limbo that I would try not to steal as many things. So, I've been working my efforts into other things.
Like what?
Oh, like pretty necklaces. I did make a bomb once. I was thinking about making some cow traps that when you step on them, they put poison in your feet.
That you definitely need to do.
But not like the poison, like the itchy poison. Because that would be hilarious, seeing people rolling around on their backs trying to scratch their feet.
I think
like
that
beetles.
would be epic for our enemies to experience.
Well, we might as well get to know each other. So we've learned something here. We've learned about Nelphine having this treasure map that probably has a family heirloom of some sort, or at least something very important to your parents.
It's something passed down from generations, I think, and it's been forgotten. Nobody seems to know what was left in the vault.
Those are the best kind. Silver, do you have a map as well?
No. I mean, I have some blueprints my girlfriend gave me. She works for some like really like super secret guys, I guess, or something. I don't know. But she's like really, really smart and is great at making stuff, and she's really, really pretty, and she's just got these eyes that just like shine like stars.
And she's in Rothold?
No.
No.
To be honest, I don't know where she is right now.
Oh.
But she said that she'll come back in a little while.
Oh.
And check in on me.
5 sets of 12, right? That's when we get to meet her.
5 sets of 12?
That just sounds like a long time.
It's really not when you think about it, though. I mean, it could have been 12 sets of 5. That would have been a long time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's just hours.
Yeah, that definitely would have been worse.
That's 2.5 days.
But
Audio cut out, Molly.
She's just kind of like doing like sounds.
Okay.
Well, do you want me to send a prank sending?
No, she's probably working really, really hard. And if it was a prank sending, she'd probably yell at you, or something, because like she'd be working.
How far does your sending go?
It goes everywhere. It can go anywhere, everywhere, multiple worlds. I can even send one back home to the Feywilds.
Oh, that's something I wanted to ask you. So you're a queen, right? So
That's
what's your realm like?
Oh, my realm. I mean, I'm pretty much in charge of everything. Let's be honest. I pretty much rule over all the Feywilds. There's only one queen. It is Queen Dizzy Honeystar. And anybody who says otherwise is needing to be put to death.
But who's ruling in your absence?
Oh, well, I have a bunch of children. They are very well at taking care of different things. So I put one in charge of opening doors, one is in charge of dusting, one is in charge of lighting candles, one is in charge of opening windows, one's in charge of cleaning the windows, one's in charge of saying hello to people, the other's in charge of saying goodbye to people, one's in charge of finding people, one's in charge of going out and planting, and the other's in charge of watering the plants. One's in charge of staking out areas, and actually multiple ones are, just different quadrants. And, you know, so on, so on, and so on. But yeah, they're just all ruling in my absence. It's a very safe place, though. It is actually the most safe place in all the Feywilds.
Wow.
You see, a long time ago, there was this ruling party many, many moons ago. And they just weren't very, what's the word? Competent. What ended up happening is they allowed all of these horrible things to happen. And they all bled out into the Feywilds and really caused massive panic chaos. My entire family was murdered.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Gone in an instant. But brighter days are ahead. And that's why I'm here. To ensure that something like that never happens again. By making friends of the the plains, and starting right here, the Underdark, a place where I'm told at one time there were these majestic places of artistic beauty. And now a lot of that is gone. But I want to help bring it back. I see such potential here. The Underdarks.
I'm not in agreement. The Underdark needs to be restored to its rightful splendor.
I agree. That's exactly what I want to happen.
We met a town full of people down in the Underdark, and they were really cool. They've been living down there for who knows how long. And then there was a king. His name was King Harry, and he was looking to try and get some of the clans down there unified so that they'd be safe. And he was telling us how sometimes these adventurers who think that like everybody who lives in the Underdark is like super evil and stuff come down there and try and like kill them all, and having safety in numbers would be better.
Yeah.
And also if we unify the Underdark, then then maybe that will tell all those crazy adventurer people that, hey, these people aren't actually trying to murder you in your sleep. Please don't eat us, or I mean kill us.
Yeah. I think of this place here as like a kindred spirit to my own home, because so much of my home used to be beautiful and lush. Then the Shadowfell came and just started wreaking havoc and destroyed so much.
Isn't that where Rip is from?
Yeah. But I don't hold anybody personally against that. I mean, that's a whole other thing. People in charge of different things. Sort of like how I'm from the Feywilds, but I don't agree with everybody from the Feywilds. Lots of people from the Feywilds I just absolutely dislike. Like there was this one creature that I came across once. Very evil. And then there was this tiefling woman. But we sort of get along now. She at one time took over my realm, and that's a story for another time, really. But point is, there's a lot of people that I've had disputes with, but I don't hold them as the representative of all the Feywilds. Just like here. And here we are in the Underdark, and I want to see the Underdark become what it's always meant to be, exactly what it used to be. This should be the place to go. This should be one of the best places in all of Exandria. And I feel like it will be again.
I agree. I feel like we need to take action to make that happen.
I agree. I'm glad we're on the same side about that.
Absolutely. You strike me as a very forgiving queen.
Oh, for some things, yes. I mean, I'll always harbor a little bit of ill feelings toward, the fact that my whole family was slaughtered and murdered. But, bygones are bygones mostly.
That's a good trait.
Besides, I don't really remember a lot. I mean, I've been around for a very long time. Hundreds of years. But every now and then I remember something. And it's not like I'm without my own faults. I mean, we've all done things we regret, I'm sure.
I have noticed that you've needed some gentle reminders on our journey.
Oh, yes. Bryker. Yes, Bryker. He is my guide here. He is my moral compass.
Which might tell you how bad things can be.
Yes.
Spiker gives a sly smile.
I used to be a satyr like him.
Oh,
That's a long story too.
wow.
Yes, Queen Dizzy has been through a lot, but we would love her nonetheless. It is that those traits that also enable her to rule a realm such as ours. Here, though, she does need focusing, and I am happy to serve her since she asked me to.
See, I love the way he talks. I have no idea what he just said, but I love the way he talks.
But we'll translate for you if you need.
Is that sort of your relationship with Rip Silver?
Sort of, but kind of on both sides. Because sometimes Rip says some things that are really insensitive.
Such as?
Like this one time, he called someone, like ugly hearted and what was it? No, I think it was an ugly black hearted, and then there was a few swear words in some other language thrown in there. At least I think they were swear words. They sounded very violent.
Yeah, but Rip strikes me as the type to tell the truth in his situation. Do you think
Exactly.
the person was? Yeah.
And sometimes that gets him in trouble.
Mm. He seems like a forthright fellow.
Hmm.
You know, I think all of us have a tendency to do that. Maybe that's a name we can call ourselves one day.
Yeah.
The honest idiots.
The unfortunately honest.
The honest idiots.
Honest idiots. Love it.
I have to think on that.
Yes, I think we all should think on that. So, Rothold, is that where we're headed, or was there another destination? I think, Silver, you said we need to go to Rothold to tell them.
We need to head back to let them know that we set up the alliance and everything, and that our borders will be safe and all that stuff, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of blah, blah, blah.
But it's necessary. And maybe I'll stop at the library real quick to see if, I don't know, they'll let me borrow a spell book to write some spells down real quick. And
Maybe I could do more research on the scroll in the library.
actually, I don't know how much money I have. Do I have enough money to buy more paper?
Well, I can always check to see if I have any money.
Are we the broke honest idiots?
Oh yeah, I've got a little bit of money.
I think I do.
I know we had a lot of money because we technically, my friends killed the dragon.
Dragon. When was
Dragon.
that?
What?
Oh, it was a while ago. I died, and then we went and got my soul, and I came back to life.
You
What?
guys have stories?
Wait a minute. You died and what? You were so did
Oh
you
yeah,
so did the dragon kill you or did you
yeah.
okay.
And then they went to go get my soul from Limbo, and that's where I promised that king guy that I wouldn't steal as many things because stealing ultimately is kind of bad, I guess.
Well,
Not from a corpse.
Exactly. And you don't have to have killed that corpse. And
Correct.
let's be honest here, maybe that stuff also has, like, I don't know, the identification of who they are. And their family might want to know that their loved one has died. And if you keep his 10 gold, you keep his 10 gold.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Okay, so all three of us are kind of agreed that stealing's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how
I
about
just have to try not to steal as much.
Okay.
Like if I saw a book in the library that I needed and I didn't bring it back right away, and then if I found it again and it was really overdue and I held on to it and I kept holding on to it and then it kind of became mine.
That is how it works.
Yeah.
Well, if it was from our library, I think Neverream might pop out of the ground somewhere and he might try to take it back from you forcefully.
So
I
we
don't
can-
know.
I was hoping we could maybe heist the library. Is that not something we can do in Rothold?
Not the Rothole Library.
Oh.
All right. Well, we'll be more careful. We'll be
But
more
other
careful.
libraries, I think, are fair
Oh.
game.
Really? There's another library?
I guess I know there's one run by the Cobalt Soul, but they're, I think they're all monks and stuff.
Well, I have no qualm with that. Why don't we plan a heist? We'll rob the monk library. We'll take a valuable book, and then we'll return it.
In like 5 years.
Yeah, or whenever.
Yeah, and I need to review with you guys the contract with my patron as well. It's very extensive, and I've been promised the gift of immortality and vampiric powers, and it never comes to me, and I'm positive that there's a clause in the contract somewhere where I can demand it. So I really hope that we can find a way
Well,
for me to get that.
contracts are sort of my thing. I mean, mostly verbal contracts, I guess, technically. Because,
Yep.
If I make deals, I have to I'm bound to them because,
Yep.
Queen and all that. But
My patron
Pretty-
keeps citing to subsection 6C on page 37, subdivision 3, and it just seems to always get him out of, giving me the powers that I really want.
I think you gotta steal your mind or something, because don't vampires talk really good and have
So suave,
mind
suave.
magic?
Very suave.
and I'm pretty sure we can find information, or maybe a book with information about this map you have there, Nalfine, and we can plan to take it and read it.
Good. I think we should do that.
I'm pretty sure there are some maps of the Underdark back at the library, though.
Good.
I'll have to ask Neverream when we get there.
Who's Neverream?
Oh, Neverream is one of our friends that is the secret patron of the library. He and his friends don't look like as humanoid-humany ish
That's
like
okay.
everybody else, and they kind of are scary looking, but they're really nice. So don't judge a book by its cover.
I don't. I try not to.
I do.
Maybe that's why they went into books.
So we can steal that book.
No,
No.
they really like books. They
Well,
think that they have this idea of a place of learning for everybody.
Okay, so they like books, but I like stealing. Who likes what more, right? That's the real question.
I'm sure we could steal some other stuff too, though.
All right, so we're going to plan a heist, rob the library, take what we need to understand these shackles.
I think we should try to do the research first before doing anything illegal.
I mean, okay, but it never
just-
hurts.
Putting it in an order that might make the most sense.
Oh,
I do
hate
must say, Queen Dizzy, with alliances can be broken over heists of a public library.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, could have right. But as I said, there might be other libraries in the Underdark should we wish to rob from one.
That's true. Well, I guess being queen, I can't just rob libraries anymore. But
It's not a good look for you.
I guess not.
Well, but I'm sure we'll make enemies in our diplomatic efforts, and when we do, we find out they have a library, and then we can rob it.
Ooh, I like that. When do we make enemies?
I think generally you want people to make enemies with us.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Silver, who is the biggest enemy that you know of that might become an enemy of mine?
Well, the first one that comes to mind would be the new Haxonites. But they seem like small fry when you compare them to like the big organizations like the Cerberus Assembly, the Myriad, and the Revelry.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been some weird stuff going on with the Revelry, so I don't know what's going on there. And also, they haven't shown up yet after we accidentally on purpose kicked them out.
Oh. Wait, you kicked out the Revelry?
Yeah, it was accidentally on purpose.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good enemy.
But the Cerberus Assembly, they always are looking into like big magical stuff. So, I mean, the more the more well known that Rothold gets and stuff, they might come back. They might be like, "Oh, what's going on in here? Magic!"
So
Evil cackles.
They probably have stuff we can steal.
Yeah, but don't involve any kids because that happened once and it wasn't very great.
Kids?
Yeah, some kids stole a bunch of artifacts from this one guy. I think it was for the Cerberus Assembly or from a Cerberus Assembly guy, and one of them accidentally set off a snow globe that created a terrible winter that ultimately killed him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
It wasn't great.
That sounds brutal.
stuff happens.
But that's something that they try to do. They get all the orphans to do all of these things because they need the money because they're orphans and it's a hard knock life out there.
Well, I would be happy to provide these orphans a home.
I mean, we do have a home. The orphanage is actually really nice.
Yeah, or they could become little fey princes and princesses, and that's kind of cool too.
You take in orphans and make them princes and princesses?
Of course.
With big fluffy dresses and crowns made out of pretty rocks and shells?
Oh yeah. I would do
To
that
be honest,
in a
I think
heartbeat.
they might like that.
Yeah, so there we go. We free the orphans from the Cerberus, make the Cerberus angry, and then we have an enemy that we can steal from in the future. And they can no longer use children.
These are excellent contingency plans.
All right, so first we got to go research.
Indeed. My queen, since you're on this subject, I am aware of someone who is unlikely to ally with us within the Underdark.
Really?
Indeed. If you're interested,
I mean, I'm interested in why they wouldn't want to ally with us. Yes.
well, it's King Domil.
King Domo.
Domil, yes. He, Fomorian. But he passes over where the Underdark crosses over into the Feydark.
Oh.
And I believe, if our intelligence was correct, he had something to do with breaking down some of the barriers.
For the Shadowfell.
Yes, though I believe those ties are cut, and he is enjoying his wealth deep below his realm.
Wow, that sounds like an enemy of ours and our new friends.
An evil king that has lots of wealth?
He's
Yes.
quite formidable, but stealing from him could be possible.
I like
Stealing from an evil king with lots of wealth?
Yes.
It's almost as if dollar signs appear in Silver's eyes.
We'd be doing a good cause and stealing.
I'm in.
Well
I believe
done,
much of his
Brett.
wealth might come from the surviving kingdoms. So, if we make friends, possibly find our way in. It's up to you. But you brought up, and I just his library is rumored to be quite massive.
Massive
A
library.
massive library?
And he's stolen from other kingdoms nearby. This could
I
be
don't
our
know precisely
perfect-
where it could be, but we could definitely search for it.
Maybe I could research this more information about the scroll there.
Yes. Or maybe if we go to Rodhold, we can get information on where this place might be. Maybe somebody's been there before.
Maybe.
I
And
do this
also-
while I'm thinking to make sure it gets in your NPC list. Continue.
So yeah, I mean, I think we find this library. It probably has information that can lead us to Nelphine's family heirloom, as well as get us in good status with a bunch of locals. Get rid of an evil tyrant who's profiting off of hurting both the Underdark and the Feywilds. It's win-win.
Absolutely.
All right. So, do we go to Rothold first, or do we head toward King's Landing?
I don't think that's what it's called, but Rothold first.
All right.
Has the rain stopped yet?
It would go through the night, so you would take a rest here, but
Okay.
then continue. I did just put it into notable NPCs for you.
Thank you.
Nice. Is this a short rest?
Give me a long one, actually.
Oh, okay.
Honk shoe, honk shoe.
In that case, before we go to bed, I'll just... Actually, I don't even need to worry about this because I can do this at will, so never mind. I'll do this later.
Okay.
Before I go to sleep, I summon Shatter Spike. Because I'm pretty sure he was dead.
Sorry, I was looking at that was family text. So, summon Shadow Spike, very good. And then we will. Let me just check one more thing here. So you're just in during a rain, so
Yeah, no, I will. Before this rest, I'll summon my familiar.
Perfect. Just need someone to give me a D6, please.
Sure, I will. Whoops. I need to re-roll that because it fell off the table. That is a 6.
Ooh, okay. As the rain falls back, you see in the immediate area around you, there are these crimson crystals that abound. It's like they've been unearthed by the acid.
Magical or
if you can do it at will.
yeah. So I'll concentrate and see if there's any magic properties from them.
They do.
Okay.
They give off a conjuration aura. Actually, abjuration. I apologize.
What do you think all that is?
Abjuration.
Silver. Since you're a native of the area, you can make a nature check.
Oh. Ooh, a 21.
These, you do recognize these. These are known as sooth salts.
Sooth salts.
They're consumed usually in a lozenge-sized dose. Those who would take a dose gain advantage on intelligence checks for a certain amount. So what you would know is that they seem to sharpen the mind, sometimes used by students and others. However, it can... there are some side effects. Essentially, one can become exhausted from using them.
I relay that. I'm pretty sure that these are pretty popular in like New Hampton for all of those like Swedish types. And, like, they obviously need to study hard for those exams.
So do you think we should take these and sell them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Although I don't know if they are a controlled substance or not. I don't remember.
They sound valuable. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What did you say that they do?
So what they essentially do is a dose of them would give advantage on intelligence checks for 1d4 hours.
Got it.
After every dose, there's a con save, and a fail is you gain a level of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Silver, are these safe to transport?
Are they safe to transport?
Oh yeah, they're stable. There's a stable substance.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a hammer. I think I might have something in my tinker's tools, like a chisel or something, to maybe like break some off.
Yeah. Try to bring some.
Yeah. In that case, you can make whoever's doing this can do survival check. If you're using a tool set to do it, that makes sense. You could do survival plus or survival advantage.
Okay. I will do it at advantage. Ooh, that's good. 23.
23. All right. You're able to get 10 doses.
10 doses. Of sea salts. I put them in a little bag and I tie it off. I was like, well, here's to new enterprises.
Exactly. So is this created from the rain?
I don't know. The ring does have some strange magical properties. We started setting up these like lights back home in Rothold, and the rain seems to affect them with the moss, and it creates like strange magical fields that do some crazy stuff. Like through the willpower of just our minds, we were able to make a spirit stick sentient.
Oh. All right. Well,
Also, we were pretty sure that we could make a bomb using them, and
Oh.
it would have
Oh.
been great.
well. Lead the way.
I lead
All right.
them back to hold.
Yeah, next few days travel go without too much incident, and you're able to come back to the city of Rothold, moss covered. You see the street lights are up. The recent rain has recharged all of their power and arcane globes that dot the city. And seems industry is moving. It is a very, very busy city now as you come in, far from the sleepy, some of you remember. Where to?
Well, I know where they want to go, so I will let them do their thing.
We have to head back to my name is like the name is exploding in my brain.
Thinking of Tekal.
To Cal
Yeah, it's a cow.
to let them know we did our job.
Very good. Okay, yeah, so return to Tekal. Explain everything, I'm certain. Good job. All right, so they're to guard the entrances and things we find.
Yep.
In that case, the council is ready. Seems you've handled this negotiation, and you're ready to become our ambassadorial people to the Underdark.
Yep, that's us. Although I just shouldn't hope that Rip doesn't try to make any marriage alliances. He's not great at them.
Yes, that is quite funny. I mean, but it's one thing we need to expect. A lot of the peoples within the dark are been alone for hundreds of years or more. Some might have never really had outside negotiations since before the calamity. So it may be strange. And certainly a lot of us here, we've been removed from that for some time. But, well, the council would like to know if you feel able to start this on your own, or what help you may need.
Well, I do know we were going to stop by the library and do some research on a few things before we go.
Right. He takes a moment. He goes and he gives you like 3 badges. He goes, "These will show your rank as ambassadors in Rathold. This also lets you into the libraries. We've arranged for unfettered access. I know Silver they would give that to you anyway, but This is official, I guess.
Of course, of course.
Very good. Then you may continue. It's be sure to keep communicating back. I believe you do have ways to contact us.
Oh yeah, I just learned that Queen Dizzy here can do sending that works for as long as many distances. Many distances.
Excellent. Let us know what is happening. We need to provide support or shade. Um, Currently, Rothold is already between some of the alliances of Durga and what you've been starting to do with Hari and the Lost Library that the others figured out. We are already getting noticed. We just negotiated on behalf of the new owners of Docto Island as well.
Oh really? I heard something was going on with them.
My point is anything that can come back to aid Rothold as we try to become a little better is good. We're going to be at target sooner than later, I think.
Do you think the assembly's gonna come back?
Yeah. I know the assembly, they're already here. But yes. If we were thinking of making moves against New Haxon until some intelligence just dropped. We believe they are allies with a dragon.
A dragon?
Our spies say they believe it lives within the city itself.
Wow.
So we need to be careful. But hopefully we can do most of it with the Underdark and only coming up when we need to. And before they can move or have our alliance. And I know the Cerberus Assembly, they make more enemies than friends.
Well, we will do our jobs with utmost haste and effectiveness.
All right. Well, just make sure you send back things that we can use to help our cause. Did you find anything in your travels to the Grumsh goblins?
Queen Dizzy made a pact with them about something, but I think that's for your realm, right?
Yes. Yes, I made a military alliance.
Excellent. And we are looking forward to having your domain as our ally as well.
Of course. That's why I'm here.
Oh, good. Anything else I can do to help you?
Do we need anything?
Where do the people go for fun here?
Kind of raises an eyebrow. We have not had much time for fun in the rebuilding. I would say mostly the Chio demonstrations put on by Peppy.
Oh, yeah. Me and Peppy go way back.
All right. And so one of the things always is as you make any discovery here or alliance and whatnot, there is room to make some type of improvement or have something happen within Rothold. So there's already a worked in one with the goblins now giving some type of defense outwardly. But basically, the way it works is if there's something that kind of makes sense with how you accomplished a goal or what you found during a thing, then it's possible to make that influence upon Rothold. And especially when you get any type of loot and that stuff, putting these resources back to Rothold can have positive effects in order to keep things moving that you can later take advantage of. For instance, like the library is something that the previous campaign was able to get established. And, doing more things for library gives a better thing of information and whatnot. So just as a note, if there's anything you'd think that you would do that for now for what you did, that's fine. If you can't think of anything, that's okay as well.
You mean like anything that we just accomplished, like anything that we just completed? Is that what you're referring to? Or
yes, this is our last session.
okay.
I think Dizzy will help to establish a Feywild section of the library.
Okay. What resources can she bring?
Well, she can send for some from home.
Okay.
Yeah. So just kind of like history of the Feywilds,
Okay.
different, and recent
absolutely.
events, because I'm sure people have scribed things in her domain, and especially with the work she did there when she went back.
100%. I think the only thing here would be a way, like a portal or transportation in order for these to actually occur. So either we may have the resources, or that can be something that you start seeking the resources for.
Okay.
So they can begin. So what you can, if you promise this, they can at this point begin developing it, so that that work is taking place while you're doing other things. Then if and when you find resources, it can just sort of happen very quickly, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But I think that's a good thing to begin. They can also begin the construction of it based on the promise of Queen Dizzy here, of greater Fey world knowledge and being written down. I like that. One project ongoing. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, I think my character would naturally want to build up the library as well. I had taken the Sage background.
Yeah. And in
So-
fact, let's do this now that I'm looking a little bit at chat, because we've got 4 treasure boosts in chat. So honestly, with the one being 100, Dizzy, you can have the resources to do that portal.
Okay.
And I've got a 50, a 90, an 81, and 57. So the way that the treasure boosts can work is you can use them for resources for the city in this idea, or you can go ahead and you can potentially get a magic item, and it would be somewhat random because it would be on some chart. So it could just be a healing potion. There's things that could happen, but it just sort of depends on what you want to do. But it's up to you. So we've got 4 to spend in this moment. 1 that is spent, as long as there's no objections to Dizzy doing that.
No objections.
And what would help here is it also helps establish Rothold as being, as far as I know, the only library with a direct route to the Feywilds.
Yes.
Which increases its popularity.
We're better than the Cobalt Soul Library.
Basically.
Especially
if it connects directly to the library from her domain, then yeah, it's it's much better.
Oh yeah, this is kind of what this campaign is about, like developing this whole area, it being this big thing. So it's all good. So I really enjoy part D&D, part civilization. It's fine. So yeah, Jeff, what do you want to do?
You said we could take a magic item.
You certainly can. It's just once you do like whatever rolls, you just get that's going to be ultimately what's going to be here. In other words, there's no takesy backsies, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. And then so while I'm doing that, Silver.
I think that Silver's probably going to be putting some of the resources into I know, did we have the it was like just like city infrastructure, like getting a sewer system running, stuff for cleaner water, possibly food that wasn't going to be the I think it was like abyssal cabbages.
Oh, you mean the garden area?
Yeah.
I do believe that does need more resources. Yeah.
Then probably that. Because as much as we all love
You said much as we all love what? And then
as much as we all love abyssal cabbages, they kind of taste like sulfur.
Yeah, to make a different type of food. I really like it.
And Silver really misses like the taste of Keltally, that frozen dessert with cream and berries all mushed together.
Love it. Okay, so these are a little bit of ones you are not totally referred to, but you're going to have a choice here. Okay, your choices are going to be polymorph potion. You can also do a weapon charm or a universal knocker.
Weapon charm. Somebody said something.
Yeah, essentially that the weapon charm will have an effect if you roll a critical hit on a weapon.
And the universal knocker, I'm not familiar. That just unlocks things, or
when you hold it against an object, you can use it to cast the knock spell.
Oh.
We use once per dawn.
Yeah, let's I'll go with that.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to start developing the food here. Now the fun thing about that is going to be after you take a long rest here, you can roll you can leave with 2 hit die worth of temporary HP.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Because of the food upgrade
What food upgrade?
that Silva just told me she wanted to do.
Oh,
So does
You-
that cancel out the temp HP from my Heroes Feast?
You can choose. You could choose either one. Because Hero's Feast is only when you do it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, she probably is going to cast it every day.
Okay. All right. Then give me a second. Let me try to rethink that bonus then. If it's going to double some
I mean,
stuff.
it doesn't matter. I mean, I also have knock that I can replace, so my bard spells are becoming obsolete.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can replace whatever. I mean, there's yeah, absolutely. But that is only once a day casting, but it is up to you. Here I put in the universal knocker. Yeah. Me thinks there's might be another benefit that has because I don't want to necessarily kill everything the bard can do. It's no fun.
Well, I only mention it because that is my best magic item. The
Yeah, I
sorcerer.
agree. I think yeah, I mean it also gives you the poison thing, but yeah. Oh yeah. So let me rethink that. I just don't have it right in this second to rethink it. Oops, there's another deal. Very cool. Then really have another boost left. You want to do another improvement to the city?
yeah. Can they? I mean, is there any way we can protect them from? Can they be provided with some type of surveillance system? I don't know. Like if they're missing like towers, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but it sounds like they're afraid of this menace with this dragon in this city that's nearby, and I don't know if they.
Yeah. So for that, what this would say, you can they can have resources to begin to improve their naval defense or their land defense. Which one do you want to improve?
Do you guys have an opinion?
This is a port city.
Yeah.
Might help to have our navy built up.
Because I'm pretty sure there's none right now.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I think we have like a fishing boat.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so that can start. That's a massive one. So that is a definite one that resources can be fed to from your adventures as you go. But that is going to be a little bit. They're starting that then. Let's go for some other things that they are doing. Wednesday actually. So perfect. Okay, then what next? Actually, next, why don't we take our break? Well, actually, I ask you, where are you going to next, just in case? So I have it in my head.
We were gonna head to the Underdark, I think, right?
Or the
Or
library?
no, we were gonna
Or
go
the
to the library.
library to see if
do
there's any
research.
research on the scroll that the map, the treasure map that I have.
Perfect. Let's.
And if there's a area where there's a lot of homeless, I might investigate that.
Okay, perfect.
Sure.
I like that stuff. All right, then a little bit. Alrighty. Come on, back.
I'm
Alright.
back.
Thought this music was very anime. Loved it.
It's very soothing.
It is Susan.
Alright. In that case, for now, we'll go ahead and put ahead to a newer looking building. This one is wood, but it does seem to be curiously has no moss upon it. The wood is very, very deep red. And as you get closer to it, you can see that there are the tiniest like spawns or spores of moss that seem to be on it, as if they were able to combine natural wood with the moss to create a new type of lumber. And as you enter, there are the arcane lights that seem to be powered and energized, hooked up to the wood of a new thing that they've come up with from some investments within the library. And currently, there is a male tiefling with light blue skin sitting at the main desk who sees all of you. Hello. My name's Terath. Nice to see you all here at the official Rothold Library. How, he looks at a card, can I help you?
Yeah. Hello. We would like to do research on the Underdark. Specifically, we're looking for any type of vaults that might be buried or hidden underneath there, and anything associated with vaults and symbols of flails of chains ending in shackles, if you know anything about that.
Kind of pauses for a moment. See, this person with you, Madam Silver?
Yes. Show her your badge too. Show him your badge too.
Show him my badge. My name is Nalfin.
Oh, sorry, I did not realize. My apologies. Of course. Do you need assistance in research, or would you be on your own?
I think a little help knowing where things are couldn't hurt.
Certainly. Ed thinks for a second, and he rings a bell, and a much younger human than him walks forward. He goes, right, Gregory. Just be a chance. You're on the desk. And Gregory suddenly looks very scared. Goes, you'd be fine. Right. Let's move to a research room. And he takes you and seems to grab a few on the way. The first thing here do. Or ask, do you have a picture of this symbol you were looking for?
I do, and I just show him a portion of the map that I have that replicate that shows that symbol.
That is what I thought. Well, so this is the symbol most often associated with Bane.
With Bane.
The betrayer god, yes. The Strife Emperor himself.
Ah. See. And where could we have more information about him? Could we read more information about him?
Certainly. And he starts bringing stuff over, and the maps of the Underdark that are here are brought. And so there's necessarily a big Bane sign on them. Though there is a general layout that you can see that goes to and from, and person quickly explains. Now, of course, this was brought in some of Madame Silver's exploits. From what we can tell, these are very old maps, and who knows how they have changed over time. But dates to around the time of the calamity, what tunnels or things may be. But they do seem to be a general depiction. And so with this, you're trying to find specifically where you might find, trying to compare the two maps, you can make an investigation check.
Okay. One sec. Did that roll on your end? I'm doing it
did
on my
not.
phone. Okay. It just. Oh God, I'm rolling so badly. 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Comparing these two, then, I would say at this time, you can't quite get the location. It's the maps here. It's not just one big one. There's several pages of maps. So spend your hours, whether it's on here or whether there's a slight change, or it'd be 2 pages, just going through all these pieces. You're unable to find something that looks extremely close to this. I would say, Silver, is there anything that you were doing?
I was gonna go to the magic section and look for some new spells to add to my spell book.
Okay. So you're looking at first level?
Yes.
First level insert spells.
Just seeing if there's any that might catch my fancy.
Okay, make investigation check then.
It's a natural 20 for 25.
My goodness gracious.
Unbelievable.
Perfect. In that case, all right. I'm gonna just give you a quick list of. I'm gonna put it in Discord here, and you can tell me if any of those sound interesting, and I can go into what they specifically do here. Because I'm gonna have this idea that these are, because they're so old, these are spells that aren't widely available other places. Somewhat unique to Rodhold.
Ooh.
did that in mid game. Oh, not all these actually.
Oh, those look interesting.
They do.
There we go.
Go silver.
So you can go ahead and find one of those that you can begin to, if you have the gold, and copy it. Does any sound interesting?
Yes. Accelerate.
Accelerate, de-accelerate?
Sure. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the spells added through Wild Mount, right?
Yeah, that has been added already.
Icicle Javelin sounds pretty interesting because I already like Ice Knife, and that sounds like an upgraded version of it.
Okay,
Just
so
from visual.
Okay, so accelerate, de-accelerate is a casting time of a reaction, which you take when a creature you can see within 60 feet is hit with an attack. And so you can accelerate it and increase the damage the target takes by 1d6 plus your spellcasting modifier. Or you can de-accelerate it to reduce the damage the target takes by 1d6 plus your spellcasting modifier. And then it was the javelin, the icicle javelin. Okay, so icicle. All right, that is an action, 60 feet. You fling a massive icicle toward a target of your choice within range. So, range spell attack on a hit, it takes 3d8 cold damage.
Ooh.
And if it is also adjacent to a wall or a similar large immobile object, it can be pinned to that surface on its next turn.
Ooh.
It has to make a strength save.
I like that one.
All right. So, do you want to copy down icicle javelin?
I do. But first, how much is that going to cost me?
We can copy it down. So the wizard says how much you have to spell to copy it to do it. What's it say in your wizard class?
I believe it's 50 gold.
I don't think it's a lot at this level.
That's so cool. This is first level? Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Copying a spell into your book. It takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold.
Yeah. So in this time, you can definitely get a first level spell from the library.
I shall do so. Silver takes her spell book, plops it onto the table, and begins writing all of the different things that she needs to know for it. And all of a sudden, you guys knows that she's been missing for 2 hours.
Awesome.
All right, and then Dizzy. So, were you going to be looking? Were you waiting for them to go look? Did you want to look on your own? Did you want to do something else in the library?
I don't think there's anything at the library she would do that I can think of.
Okay. So, did you want to wait? Were you waiting for them, maybe working on the Fey portal, or did you just want to go do your own thing while they were doing that?
I guess she would kind of fly off. She wouldn't stick around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no worries. I think at least because I think he's anyway. Sorry. And so you wanted to look, kind of get the homelessness situation.
Well, she was just looking to see if if there was anybody that's kind of just living off the street or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make an investigation check.
That's a nat 20.
Nice. Actually, one thing that's not been addressed here, you do find that there is a large contingent of children without homes. You move around and fly around, and of course, Dizzy being Dizzy, you recognize the hidden pathways, especially those that children are likely to have. You see boxes that have been just moved just enough space for a small person to crawl through, and kind of following the telltale signs, red cloth that might be used to tie shoes around, just slightly cracked. A window says slight crack in it, possibly from someone stepping on the windowsill to move down. You do you take Bryker with you?
Probably not.
Okay. Then Bryker will just insist on a time that he may expect to see you.
I would say in an hour.
Very good. It's kind of Bryker doing his job. And so you follow this, and there is this part of the city where a bunch of houses, none of them with their window sides, kind of come together. And there is just the slightest of gaps between these that would be very hard, and even to move through. And even then, they're filled with like boxes and trash. And it seems like these children have made their way. And there is about a 20-foot wide space where you see heavily used and maybe previously discarded bedrolls and highly damaged stuffed owlbears and such things. Above them, there seems to be like lines from the ships of masts, the ropes from masts of different ships put together, and a very patchwork of red moss that has been put up. You can see with some holes in it, some of it's not quite right. It's not even, so there, even if it does work, there'll be a drip. But as you kind of enter in, would Dizzy try to disguise her entrance at all?
Yeah, she's sneaking in.
Okay, just give me a stealth check. It's a DC 10. It's not overly high.
Yeah, that'll make it. That's 17.
Yeah, kids aren't necessarily expecting someone, and so come in and you can see that they're not starving. They get the feeling that those who might need food might be given it. They're just maybe forgotten or ignored. They're in hushed voices and talking a bit. You can hear they seem to be talking about whether or not to give over some items Takao has been asking for.
Who's Takao?
He is the Knoll that you met that sent you on the diplomatic missions.
Oh. Okay. So they're kind of distracted with their conversation. So I'm going to just kind of rifle through their things and just kind of look at what kind of stuff they have here.
Yeah, I can let some of that investigation go forward. Rifling through, they have some like knickknacks, like some clothes that are dirty, but among them they have things like a beautiful silver mirror that slightly glows. You think with moonlight. Another seems to have this ring that seems to be made out of water that flows. I think these are the items they were talking about. And there's just strewn about there's these things that seem out of place. Another has like this perfect glass globe, but it looks like it's filled with blood. And beyond that, it just it's a few sets of thieves' tools, a set of tinkerer's tools, and then mostly quite a few. See, each one within their little spaces has a red rock in which a different name is carved.
Okay. All right. So I'll fly over to closer to where they are and just kind of sit down really close. Definitely within view as they're just talking.
Okay. Maybe they accept like, ah! Who are you?
Hi.
Hi. Why are you here? Are you She's an adult. I saw them. She works with Tekel. You here to steal from us?
No.
Kel just wants his stuff. They look at you. Make a persuasion check.
That is a 14.
14. Then why are you here, fairy?
I'm a pixie.
Pixie. See, you shouldn't assume things. I'm sorry. You see, there's a smattering. They all have different looks to them, different ancestries. Big mishmash.
Well, I was in the neighborhood and I was shopping and I thought maybe you might have what I was looking for.
What were you looking for?
Mostly string, bits of cloth.
How much you paying for string and cloth?
Well, how much you got?
Kind of laugh, and I think they're gonna begin gathering bits. You can see altogether they probably have about 20 feet of string, a lot of in different pieces.
20 feet. Okay.
And then about, we'll say, roughly half a pound of various scraps and things of ruined cloth.
All right. Let's see. That's string. I'd go for 1 gold a foot.
Seriously?
Yeah, I need string.
Okay. Kind of look in. They like, it's a trick. They kind of go along with it. Children would.
Okay. So I take out 20 gold pieces. That's 20 gold for 20 feet of string, please.
Now hand it over.
I kind of wrap it up, put it in my satchel. And that cloth, it's about a half pound. So I guess I could go for 10 gold for that.
When the older one stops for a second, gets this little sly smile on the face, as he goes, 10? How about 15?
You drive a hard bargain. How about 20?
We're taken back and okay. Way
give
too
them
much
another
for-
20 gold.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you wouldn't happen to have any buttons, would you?
Yeah, so I begin looking. There's about, I'd say, about 7 buttons. Oh, no, more like 15 buttons that they would have.
15 buttons. That looks really good. Well, tell you what, another 20 gold for 15 buttons.
No questions asked. They're like, what is he doing? So, and there's one girl in the back going, and almost whispers to you, so you're trying to help us?
No, you're helping me.
Smiles.
Well, as far as Takal goes, if you stole anything from him, I'd keep it. Might be worth something. Don't let him bully you.
We didn't steal anything from him. We stole it from the Cerberus people.
Oh, the Cerberus people. I hate them.
Yeah, they dropped all their stuff, and it says, yeah, and it killed a few of us.
They killed you? How many?
They didn't. Some of their things Ronan, Karen. Oh, sorry, Ronan and Crinan. They're messing around, and the one froze themselves. Ronan, and then they summoned a dragon.
Oh.
That stuff they took back already. But nothing's happened with these. These could just be fun.
Exactly. I always say, if you find something that looks valuable, always have fun with it.
We can laugh in.
So this dragon, do you think it's anywhere nearby?
Hope not. They drove it off. At least they said they did.
They did?
What they
That's
said.
good. Dragons are no good.
No.
Well, some are okay, but probably not this one.
They'll shake their heads.
So this Cerberus, are they still in town?
Another girl speaks up. We think so. I don't know, every once in a while.
Well, I'll tell you
Adults forget that it's their shoes.
Their shoes?
Yes. Everyone knows Cerberus leave behind pointed shoe prints.
Oh.
And we've seen a few.
That is very clever. Is that why you're hiding here from the Cerberus?
No, we just have nowhere else to go.
Well, maybe I can help with that. There is a place
guys.
far from the Cerberus. Say, what you might call a magical place with lots of magic to play with. there's a castle, and each of you could have your own room and have 3 meals a day and be treated like little princes and princesses.
Make a persuasion check.
I'll use my inspiration from last week, and then I'll immediately replenish it. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, that's a nat 20. I thought that was a 2. I was a little worried because I rolled a 2 and a 9, but that's a nat 20. So that is a 31 is what that is.
Amazing. Yeah, you can see they were like they were really stepping back from this because it sounded like the type of thing of how you get trapped by witches. But then they were like, hey, they're into it.
And the thing is, see, I'm a pixie. So all deals I make, I have to keep them. It's just a part of what I am. It's how you know I'm not lying to you.
Can we leave whenever we want to and come back here?
Of course. In fact, I'm actually working on a portal between Rothold and the Feywild as we speak.
I mean, it's better than here. We'd like to go.
Good. And if I understood you correctly, Matt, you did say that I already have the resources I need to create this thing.
Yeah, it'd take a little bit of time, but yeah.
Of course. So what I'll do... Okay. So, it'll take just a few days for the portal to open. But in the meantime, let's get you all situated in better living conditions. So I want you to come with me. I'm going to introduce you to a man named Bryker. And he loves kids. And he loves nothing more than helping children find homes. And he works for me. So, follow me, and I'll take you to him.
Then I'd say you can introduce some breaker who will follow your orders.
Yeah, I just asked Bryker to help find a place for them to stay.
I think I would say for this, Bryker's going to need about 15 gold just to pull some things together. Decent bads, these types, just a lot, the little things.
Okay. All right, so I do that, and then I tell them all that I'm working on the portal, and as soon as it opens, they will have entry to the castle. And I tell Bryker to go ahead and draw up documents to officially recognize them as Queen Honeystar's children.
And he begins to do so. All right, and then back to everyone. I can say, when how would you guys like to reconvene? In what manner?
I think that I would likely ask Silver if she's not exhausted. If we're not exhausted from the research and the scribing, I think I've noticed that she's better at the investigation than I am, and I might ask her to just assist me real quick with just comparing the maps that I'm looking at before we leave.
Kind of running low on the time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think if we can.
Yeah, we could do it another time.
Yeah, I feel like it's just one of those things where you just every time you come, you can try to do it again, or there's other ways that you can get information to attempt to.
Okay, no worries.
If that makes sense, that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay. So, all right then. Where would you three like to reconvene?
Rip's house. I think he's the only one with a house here.
Yeah, I think if you have a
Sorry,
bunch
I was
of
muted.
kids.
Silver comes out with a little bit of a spring to her step, and she's like, I've got a new spell, you guys.
I need help with these maps next time we come in here. I couldn't figure out north from south. It was a total mess.
It happens. When you have a bunch of maps that detail the Underdark and it's all underground and all of the tunnels go this way and that way, it's kind of confusing.
It was very, very tricky. Very disappointing. But we'll come back.
Yeah. It's getting late. So, I guess we could crash at Rip's house. I mean, I kind of live there.
Well, we'll just crash in your place, within Rip's house.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really sleep in my room, so.
Well, I mean, I usually sleep in a tree, so I'm used to anything.
I've done that before. Except, I think I was a wolf then. Anyway, follow me. And I lead them on a merry jaunt through the town.
A merry jaunt. Very good.
Rip's in his room, I guess, working on something.
Yeah, I mean, Rip is just theoretically present, so it's not like he was present on the way back.
Yeah.
So
Rip's like, I'm gonna go work on something in my room. And he kicks me out. I'm like, oh, okay. Have fun.
When we do get there and get kind of indoors away from the city, I will go ahead and tell them. So I found out a little bit about the Cerberus.
Oh.
Apparently, they have these pointy triangle-like shoes. So they leave footprints like that.
They have pointy shoes?
Yeah, well, I spoke to some children in the area who used to work for them, and they were telling me about the summoning of the dragon, and they think the dragon drove off, but
You
they did
think
say
that's the dragon that's in New Haxon?
it could be. I mean, if there's a dragon floating around, it's probably the same one. But yeah, they were telling me the way you can always tell if it's the Cerberus is the shoe prints. They're very distinctive.
I didn't know there were shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, most people wear shoes.
Are you
Yeah, but
wearing
it's a-
shoes?
Cerberus.
Silver is currently wearing shoes.
Okay.
So the general knowledge is Cerberus Assembly is an order of wizards.
Oh, I started.
No worries. So,
But apparently, so they were employing some of these kids, and things went a little crazy. Dragon got summoned, and then got drove off.
Possibly to New Haxon.
Possibly, yeah. In fact, if New Haxon's your enemy, then they might be planning on some type of attack.
Oh, great.
I mean, that's a dragon attack. That's a big attack. Might require immediate attention.
Yeah. Maybe we should get that pathway linked up to Harry sooner rather than later, and maybe they could help us?
Yeah,
Some capacity, at least.
yeah, I think so. And, the portal will be open soon in the library, and there's, the chance we might be able to have reinforcements from my home. after that, but I don't know how soon this attack might incur. I mean, if it's a dragon, it's if they're hoping to keep this thing under wraps, they're going to do it pretty quick. And just looking at how big this city is, it's probably not good.
It sounds
Maybe
threatening.
before we go, I'll talk to Takel. Maybe we could orchestrate some
Is there
kind of a warning system with bells.
Tikal, is there any chance he's working with the Cerberus?
I don't think he really works with them. I think there was a time that maybe he did stuff with that was associated with them, but I'm pretty sure that after all those kids got hurt, he was very anti-Cerberus Assembly.
Yeah, because the kids I met, I think they might have had some stuff that might have originally belonged to him, but they were saying that they took it from the Cerberus. So I don't know if that means the Cerberus was stealing from him, or if he had just given that stuff to the Cerberus.
Well, Takela used to sell a bunch of magic items that kind of were broken so that they wouldn't hurt anybody, but like they still did cool stuff. Some of them what I think there was one that used to make your steps really quiet, but you farted all the time. And I think there was one that like made flowers appear a lot, but they were only a certain kind of flower and they weren't really nice flowers or something like that. I don't know. But like they were like joke items kind of thing, right?
Right, okay.
And it was really popular. But then we gave him a different job, and now he has to actually work. And I think he might be holding a small grudge about that.
Maybe that's why he's working with the Cerberus.
So how powerful are these Cerberus?
Well, they work for the Empire.
Who's the Empire?
The Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, King Dwendal, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, King Dwendal.
So the Dwendalian Empire is basically the big forefront of the continent. They're currently at war with with Jorhas, and there's all that stuff. The Kryn dynasty, they're at war with one another, and they've been fighting for a while now. And King Dwendal is the ruler currently, and the Cerberus Assembly, I guess, like it works under him in some capacity. They're all big magic folk. They really like magic, and not all of them are really great, especially considering what they did here.
So, yeah, go ahead.
No, they sound very powerful.
Yeah.
And if we attack the Cerberus, does that mean we're attacking the Empire?
Probably. But then again, if we could basically say that this group of the Assembly was acting against whatever orders that they were given, then I guess we might be off the hook. But who knows? Because I don't know what their orders were.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I ever remember running into anybody from an empire when I was here last. But it was a long time ago, so maybe I did.
Yeah, it's I mean, I've heard stories of some of like the great stuff that they're doing, at least like on the magical scale of big magic creational stuff. But considering what they did here, I don't think that they're all that great, considering the whole stuff.
So, Silver, do you have a dollhouse?
No.
Okay.
I have a music box.
Well, I was mostly looking to see if you had, a pixie-sized bed. You know how long it's been since I've slept in a bed?
Probably a while.
A very long time.
I could probably finagle something together. I know I have some boxes around here. I could put a nice fluffy towel in it as a base, and then maybe I think there are some handkerchiefs that we could use as blankets.
Well, actually, I came across these, and I kind of pull out these scraps of cloth. These could probably be used, right?
How dirty are they? Are they covered in blood?
They're not covered in blood.
I'm just imagining, where did Queen Dizzy get these from?
If they're soiled, I'll press to digitate them, but I imagine they're stained with stuff. So
that'll work. And I'm sure there's stuff around here we could stuff up to make a pillow.
oh, and I've got some string we could use to sew them together.
Oh, cool. I have a whole bunch of needles. Or I could just take some from Rip. He has a lot more. So we're going to make a bed for Queen Dizzy.
Well, it's just, I know that you like to make things, right?
Yeah.
And, you could actually create a bed and, add, a helmet so that Riker could wear it. So if I ever need to sleep while we're traveling.
I mean, I'm sure he could carry the box, too. If we make it box-shaped.
Yeah, I just don't want to inconvenience him.
Point. Oh, how about one of those, little swaddler things?
Oh,
and make you a nest.
Yeah, we could do a hammock so we could tie it to his horns.
Or he could wear it on his chest.
Or that.
I don't know how far apart his horns are. I'd have to see if it would impede his vision.
They're this far. I try to show with my hands. I can't show that far.
Yeah, without too much effort, I'd say you can make a decent bed for Queen Dizzy.
And then we'll look into fashioning a cool swaddler of some sort, swaddler hammock thing for on the go relaxation.
Perfect.
Sunbathing.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining her in this hammock, sunglasses on,
in the acid rain.
A little
on bikers
in
horns.
a tiny glass.
Just kind of like between the two horns, she's just like, wee. Give
An
me a crafting
umbrella.
check for that. Was sleight of hand, I think.
Oh, I will gladly do this. I have to check something real quick. It's all no. 22.
Oh my
All these
god.
high rolls.
All
Well, I
right.
do have a plus 11 on sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the bed is amazing, and of course you make the perfect size, so it can just go tie around by Crow's horns and this little hammock, so Dizzy can.
Yeah. We'll get
I'm
him
going to
fitted.
say she can short rest on the go.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Short rest while traveling.
We'll fasten it to him when he shows back up. He'll love it. Because I think sometimes he gets tired of me steering his horns. And so I think this will be a lot easier for him. So I'm gonna like just kind of raid the cabinets in Rip's house. See what's here.
Perfect. A lot of like odds and ends of tailing supplies, as well as a lot of food. At some point, Rip's dad will kind of shoo you away if you try to get into too much.
I mean, I do open up a lot of packages and leave
Who's
them
living
open.
here? But who lives in this house?
So Rip's Jonathan's character and Rip's dad. This is his dad's house.
Okay.
So I'm like opening up boxes of food and eating one or two, then moving on to the next one. Just like constantly opening things and leaving them open.
Like,
Adding sprinkles.
Silver,
to
who is
everything.
this?
This is Her Majesty Queen Dizzy, and she's kind of joined us as a companion of sort. She's one of the ambassadors. She's very investigative. Queen Dizzy, why don't we go look and see all of the cool stuff that's in my closet?
Okay.
And the closet she takes you to is the actual closet that Rip has given her. That's full of clothes.
So I do add sprinkles to just about every food mixture that's in that kitchen.
Is that the closet that you burst out of the first session? That I
No,
was. Oh, okay. Because I have a vision of you bursting out of the closet, casting unseen servant.
So this is Rip's room's closet.
Or is it Silver's room's closet?
in her actual room.
Oh,
That's
she
just full
took
of,
Dizzy to
full of
her
clothes
actual
and
room.
nice things.
okay.
It's full of like pretty dresses, like nice, like kind of like fancy debonair outfits, and lots of cute shoes. There's a small like little case that has a lot of mismatched like knickknack jewelry that's like all made of like cheap shells, little off-color beads and string that look very handmade, but they're in a nice, cute little box.
Wow,
And
that's
it's
so,
just-
this.
It's so beautiful.
You got a lot of nice stuff here, Silver.
Yeah. Where Rip kind of went overboard.
Oh, Rip bought this.
He made it.
Oh, he made it.
Yeah. It's how he shows like familial affection, that he cares and stuff. He makes you stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
So when I turned back into Goblin me and not Wolf me, he was, he made me a lot of it, and then he's just kept going over the course of the couple months. Well, not couple, more like 6 or 7.
So you just keep all this stuff in here?
Yeah. I mean, cause like I don't really go to any fancy parties.
Can we just go back to what you said about turning into a wolf?
Oh yeah. So I was stealing this really big, awesome object. I forget what it was. I think it was a clock.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. And I bumped into a guy. He didn't like the way I looked, and he turned me into a wolf.
Oh.
And then I stayed that way for like 6 years. Or 7. They all blend together, really. But hey, I can still speak to animals.
Oh.
You too?
Yeah.
That's a nice talent.
Rip had a druid friend that helped me out and helped me turn back. And that's my life.
What's her name, Cammy?
I need to bring it up. I wrote it down in my other notes. No, his name was Hawthorne. He was an elf.
Oh.
He's a traveler, so he kind of just goes all places. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, Cammy was the same way. She was an old druid friend of mine who I knew a long time ago. And she taught me how to talk to animals. I think.
Cool.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened to her. I mean, it has been, 100, 200 years. So, but then again, maybe druids live a long time, so who knows?
I'm pretty sure that if druids really tap into their power, can live for a long time. One with the earth and all that.
I guess I could try to send something to her.
My cat just went underneath me.
I don't know why I didn't think of this before.
Yeah, I'd like to see how that works.
Yeah. At least then I'll know if she's alive or not. Okay. I'm going to do it.
All right. Is Cammy in your backstory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cammy has been in Dizzy's backstory for over a year.
Oh, yeah, is that in the D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Just gotta remind myself of who Cammy is.
I could send you the Cliff Notes version.
Fine. Okay. Okay, I see her in your thing. Okay, perfect. All right. So, what do you want to say to Cammy?
All right. So I kind of think for a minute and then I say, Cammy, it's Dizzy. Just checking to see if you're still alive. It's been 100 years or so, I think. Just remembered that we met.
Busy. You always were the peculiar one. It's been a little like a year for me since I last saw you. I'm glad you remembered me. I'll never forget you.
Guys,
What?
she's alive.
That's awesome.
But it's only been a year for her. Wait a minute.
Where is she?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I knew, and she used to belong to this this group. They were called the Aramati people or something like that, and I remember it so clearly, sort of, actually not very clearly at all. But if it's only been a year for her, maybe that means I haven't actually been gone all that long, even though I have. Does that make sense?
Time's very relative.
And time moves differently depending on where you are.
Wow. I'm going to have to try to remember stuff. It's been like 100 years since I heard from anybody until now. That's crazy, but amazing. That means if Cammy is still alive, we're going to have to go visit her at some point. See how she's doing.
In the Feywild?
Oh no, she's never been to the Feywild, I don't think.
Oh.
I met her when I came here, back when I was a satyr. It's all very blurry.
That's okay. Memories are weird.
I know. Maybe some of your magic can help me with that, though. You should definitely look into that. See if you can find things that help people remember memories from hundreds of years ago.
I don't know about that. Let's start with small stuff and work our way bigger. Because
Okay.
I could always just erase all of your memories if I do it wrong.
I mean, I don't. That's actually happened to me once before. Now that I think about it, yeah, it actually wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. But it did create some problems and side effects that are probably best to never happen again. But yeah, that's really interesting. Can either of you detect magic?
I can.
So I'm gonna take out my teapot. Is this magical? It's not, by the way.
No, I'm so sorry. It's not magical.
Okay.
Were you hoping it was?
Well, yeah, I just feel a very strong connection to it. I haven't quite remembered what that connection is. But I just remember I got this kettle, and I know that I'm supposed to hold on to it. So it's very important.
Something doesn't need to be magical for it to be really important to you.
Well, then we will protect it forever.
Maybe somebody you're really close with gave it to you.
Probably. You'd think I'd remember who that was, though. Oh, well. So, Nalfine,
Yeah.
what would be the next course of action toward finding your family heirloom now that the library turned out to be a bit of a bust?
I guess we could just go by the map itself. One day, we could
Okay.
just maybe go in the Underdark with the map and see how that goes.
Do you think there's a way we can get there from this new Haxon place?
Maybe.
Because if there's a dragon, and if it's near New Haxon, we might need to head toward New Haxon.
It's possible.
Silver, you faced a dragon. How difficult are they?
Really hard.
I feel inspired. And we don't know what kind of dragon. Not even the kids seem to know.
It's one that can fit in a city, that sleeps in a city.
So it's hiding. It's under disguise.
I suppose.
How far is New Haxon from here, Silver?
How far is New Haxon?
From where you are, New Haxon.
I know it's northish.
Yeah, it's to the north, east. Roughly 50 miles.
About 50 miles.
I mean, the only thing I know about New Haxon is when I was still with the cheer school, Peppy just got really quiet when the topic got brought up.
Yeah, they're kind of a sore spot.
Well, all the more reason to go there and blow it up. Do we have those bombs?
I could work on making them.
Good. We're going to need them. Bombs, anything that explodes, creatures, weaponry, whatever we need to take over New Haxon.
I do think we should go into the Underdark first and see if we can find a pathway to Harry, because that was something we promised him. And
Right.
that could also give us some extra forces. And I, as someone who's already died to a dragon, we could always use more forces.
Sounds good to me.
I agree.
So we'll head there in the morning. Maybe start heading that way through the Underdark toward New Haxon, but also through the Underdark.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right.
Let's set you up a place to sleep too, Nelphine.
Thank you.
I go and get a cot with pillows. Fluff, fluff, fluff.
Do you need any more of these scraps?
No, I think I could just give him a blanket.
I think we'll be okay. Thank you.
As the scrap covers just his hand.
So yeah, I think Dizzy will go and retire for the night in her pixie-sized bed.
Perfect. So then you can take a restful night. Wake up the next morning. Really, is there anything else you want to get done here at Rodhold?
I am going to during our rest make a firebomb.
Ooh. That's off your list, right?
Yeah. And it's 10 gold.
Okay. Yeah, so you guess you all might wake up the next day as Silver's busy putting the finishing touches on her firebomb. What's it look like?
So the firebomb is just like this. It's a little vial, but like the glass has like reinforcements on it that are made of metal. And then inside it is just like this caustic looking kind of like oil slick like liquid. And it looks very flammable. And you could and the top of it is like has like this like it's like waxed shut, so like there's no way you're getting a top off of it. You would have to like break this in order for you to get to any contents inside, which is the point. And
it sounds like you've made these before.
I looked at some blueprints. Sometimes when we first set up the library, I think I spent like a good week in there just looking and reading stuff. I learned about catapults and how to build them. I learned about more siege weaponry. I learned about the mating habits of dolphins. I read about this murder mystery book about an orc, a detective, and then there was all of this other stuff. But yeah.
Very impressive.
So I will go ahead and prepare us a hero's feast while that's going on.
Okay. Sounds very good.
So everyone can increase their max HP by 14.
Oh, wow.
And
you get all the benefits, which includes wisdom saving throws at advantage, immune to poison and frightened, and cured of any diseases or poisons that are currently affecting you. And
So, what are these, like, temporary hit points?
I looked at it again. It's actually your max HP goes up. So,
That's
so
right.
yeah, for some reason I was thinking temp HP, but it's actually the max HP goes up by the roll. So in other words, yeah, so you have those HP in your max as well. So
Okay. Like, permanently?
until 24 hours.
Okay. Okay.
But then I can cast it again. So
Awesome. Thank you.
and so the Hero's Feast from Dizzy is it's basically a lot of sweets. There's some ice creams, very unhealthy, and then there's for some reason some pumpkin spice lattes in there as well.
Coffee! Silver immediately goes for the pumpkin spice lattes.
Yes, I learned the recipe for that by killing a pumpkin creature once.
That sounds so cool. How'd you do it?
Well, if I remember right, I hid and I taunted the pumpkin, and then at some point the pumpkin died. I guess I didn't actually get the recipe from him as much as I was just inspired by the death of the pumpkin to do the pumpkin spice. And I've been adding it ever since.
It's delicious.
It's really good.
Silver probably finds some donuts and is like dunking it in and eating it.
And obviously I prepare some for Rip as well.
Yes, of course. I'd imagine anybody who comes in.
Right.
So then also let's also do here. Let's all right, so we established the temp HP then, since that's not going to interfere.
Right.
That'll be the easiest thing to do.
So does that add on to the food that's already prepared, or is that extra food that we have to eat just from a?
It's the idea is simply that you have access to really high quality food while you stay in Bravo.
Okay.
So
Gotcha,
just like because you're
gotcha.
eating breakfast, it's just real good, so you come out extra refreshed.
Okay.
Is sort of the idea. It's just yeah. So yeah, you don't have to like eat extra. It's just assumed.
It's like we had the really hearty dinner, and then this is our delicious, sinfully sweet breakfast.
So how much is the temp?
It's 2 of your hit die, so you roll 2 hit die.
Oh, okay. What's my hit die? Okay.
The best part about being a rogue and a wizard is that I can roll 2 of my rogue die instead of my wizard die.
Yep.
But I still got 3. All those high rolls from earlier.
So we've got a nice HP boost right now.
Wait, am I supposed to roll right now?
Yeah, 2 of your hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For your temp HP.
Yeah, the hit dice there. Yeah, it gives a little bit of a boost.
And that's in addition to the 14 that increased your max.
Thank you. D6. I just figured out where to put everything. Okay, cool. I'm doing it in the app on my phone, so it's
Oh, okay.
yeah. There's little spots for everything.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Okay. All right. So in that case, I would say the big thing, as because I believe my understanding is that it is trying to open a path from here back up to King Harry. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. Then yeah, it'd be about trying to find an Underdark entrance. Would be kind of the next things and begin to do that exploration. But I think up to you guys because it's slightly early, but it's not crazy early. Are we good with any for tonight?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good for waiting for the full group being together to go into the Underdark.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That way especially if we're going to encounter something, which we likely will down there.
Yeah, opening
Yeah.
some stuff up. Yeah, that's a little bit more of the second. So just anything else, just with game. But I think I'm sure we'll have a chance to do something in here as well. But all right, in that case, we're in there and we'll get stuff moving. So if you're watching like so much as we kind of did some exploration, some great character conversations, and just some next steps and saw deeper into who everybody was. So that see y'all next week. Ending.